Well, hello and welcome to episode 0 of a new game system, ShadowDark. Now, I just got this maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, and even though I haven't played it yet, I am already in love with this system. So hopefully that will stay while we go through the game. But from what I'm reading in this thing, oh man, I love it. This is kind of what I've been looking for. And the thing that surprised me most is that one of the things you can play, one of the, they call them ancestries, is Goblin. I don't know if it'll show that. But I read that and I got all excited because when you think about it, of the humanoid races, Goblins are definitely the trailer park trash of humanoid ancestries. And I can't wait to play with them. I'm going to be using my Mage Knight figures, and because I have a ton of them and I need something to do with them. And this is going to be episode 0. We're going to roll the characters up in just a minute here. This is just a cheap map I made. It's not to scale. It's not perfect. The Goblin Village is right here where the guys will start. Down here in the lower corner is mountains with the dwarves. There's a human garrison over here and a bridge that they guard. And then this road leads to the human settlement. Up here we have Wade Lake and a couple bogs. And this is kind of a swampy area. There's a waterfall that falls into this lake here. And up top on the cliffs are the Elven Kingdom. Over in this corner, that's the beginning of the Dark Woods. And they'll have to explore to find out what's in there. Because right now, not even I know what's in there for the most part. And we'll be using the Mythic Generator Game Master Emulator along with the ShadowDark rule set to play this game. So let's go ahead and get started and roll up a couple characters. Alright, let's try and make this first character here. I have a brand new pack of beautiful green dye that seems to work well with goblins, or full goblins. And it came with 4 d6s. So in the book, she says you roll 3 d6 and that's your total. I'm going to roll 4 d6, dropping the lowest, because I want these guys to at least have some chance. So, and we're going to go right down the line. Boom, boom. So here we go. Okay, so the first one is a 13 for strength. That's above average, but nothing to write home about. Next up is Dex. Oops. And the Dex is not very good either. Dex is 11. Alright. Constitution. This one's important because this has to do with your hit points. Oh, good. Oh, look at that. Will you look at that? 3 6s. Wow. 18 con. Okay. I really wish I'd gotten this on this roll or that on this roll. But nope. So we've got a 9 for intelligence. And 15 for wisdom. I think this guy might be a cleric. And look at that. An 18 again for charisma. Wow. Okay, so we're going to put him to the side. Ancestry is definitely Goblin. Like I said, we're playing Goblins, and the dogs are barking upstairs. We'll check on the class in a minute here and figure everything else out. Let's go ahead and roll the second guy up. I was really hoping to have a fighter and a shaman, but the dice do what the dice do. Oh, 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 oh. Well, you're obviously the drop. Okay, here's a strength of a whopping 9. Oops. Dexterity 1, 2, 3, 4 of 9. Oops, that one goes again. So, Constitution's 10, which is not very good. Okay, that's our intelligence. Wow. That is only an 8. This guy is just not very good. That's a little better, but still, it's only an 11. This guy has no great... Oh, you know what? If we're... Yep, okay, 9. She has a rule that I believe if you get no 14s... No 14 or better on any, you can scrap it and roll it again. So that's what we're going to do, because this guy just... Ugh, that eraser does not work. We're going to try this again. Isn't this exciting? Yeah, watch. I will probably cut this part out, because I know I shook the camera. Alright, let's try it again. No 14s on the first go around. Come on, dice. Be a little nice. Okay, that is a little better with a 13. So we have, oops, wrong pencil. A 13 for strength, so they can at least do something. Because we have a couple fighter brothers. That's a 16 on Dex, which is pretty good. Ooh, wow, but they really sucked on Con. 7, 9. They actually went down 1 on Con. So whatever this person is, they are not a meat shield. They are a pin cushion. Okay, darn it. I was really hoping for more on that. So we only got an 8 for intelligence. I don't know what this guy's going to be. A thief? That's probably about all it can be. That's an 11. Same wisdom as before. And finally charisma, which I really don't care about. And they rolled a whopping 9. So, there are our 2 characters. I'm going to look and see what they can be, and we'll be right back. Alright, after reading through the book a little more, I've made a command decision. This is not exactly how she says to do it. And you know what? I need to say her name. Kelsey. Kelsey Dion, I think. Dion. Kelsey, like I know her. No, never met her, but I'm absolutely in love with this book. I don't think goblins can have an 18 charisma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop his charisma by 4, taking it down to 14. And because I subtracted 4, I'm going to add 2 points to strength, giving him a 15 strength. I think that's fair. And this guy is either going to be a cleric or a fighter. We will check. He'll probably have to be a cleric because they're going to need the healing. And I didn't like this guy's stats at all, so we're just going to completely re-roll him. With my dice here, I put them up. And whatever he rolls, he rolls. Unless they're all under 14, and then you get to do it again. So, one last time. Okay, we've got 13 for strength. Actually, I want to use the other pencils to write these down. That was a 5. So his dex is a whopping 17. Well, actually, you know what? I got to roll that again because it fell out. I'm going to do it sometimes, I got to do it other times. Okay, so it's a 14. If they fall out of the tray, you got to re-roll them. And we got a whopping 12 for Constitution. Hey, it's better than an 8. Now this is the one where I really would like it to be high. Ugh! And it's not, it's a 10. Because I really wanted to have a shaman. And, let's see, 14, no. Yeah, 14 for wisdom. And a 15 for charisma. Why does he have charisma? Okay, well, since I did it for the other guy, I'll do it for this guy. I'm going to take this off. I can take 6 of them off and give him 3 points into intelligence, which is what we're going to do. We're going to take his charisma down to a 9. Add 3 points to his intelligence, which is not great. Give him a 13 intelligence. So he's a shaman, but he's not a very good one. Okay, so this is also a goblin. This guy's name is Slag. And this guy's name is Grub. Okay. He's going to be a cleric. Level 0. This is going to be a wizard. 0. We'll look up their titles. Their alignments are going to be neutral. And we'll look up their backgrounds and the deity and all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and fill that off camera. And so we'll be back in a few minutes and I'll have these all filled out. Okay, after looking through it, I figured I probably ought to do this on camera. Make it fair. And one of the things I love about this book, and I'm going to say this one more time. If you are a game designer, you're working on your own system, your own world, I strongly recommend you buy this book. It's 50 or 60 bucks, but this is how a game manual should be done. It's got everything you need and more in it. This is by far the best one I have ever read. And I'm not saying that because I know Kelsey or anything. No, that is an honest opinion from somebody who just likes to solo down in their basement. So, all right. Now first we know that he gets, let's put his modifiers in there. All the modifiers are right here. So we can move the dice tray over for a little bit. 15 gives him +2. And 11 is a 0. 18 is a whopping +4. That's great on Constitution. 9 is actually -1. Wisdom is +2. And Charisma 14. For some reason it's +2. He is one good looking goblin. Okay, so his hit points are going to be a D6 plus his Constitution modifier. I think you only get to add that the first time. So let's hope for a good roll. A 2. So his hit points are 6. His armor class, well, we have to figure that out after we figure out what he's purchased. Let's see. Oh, he knows turn undead. That's good. It doesn't say if it's wisdom. I assume it's wisdom, and they're called priest, not cleric. I need to fix that. So let's go ahead and fix that now. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I'll make it cleaner later. But he is a priest. And let's get his title real quick. I don't know much about titles. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do slag first. We'll get his bonuses real quick. 13 is a +1. +1. 14 is +2. +2. Con is a play. He does get a +1. Yay! And a 9 is -1. Okay. For his hit points, he gets, I think, a D4. Yes, a D4 +1. So, you know, this is going to knock it out of the park. Oh, good. He got a 4. So he has a whopping 5. That's awesome. Okay. Now they get talents. So you roll 2d6 and go off the chart. We'll go ahead and do his talent real quick. He rolled a 4. +2 to intelligence stat. Or +1 to wizard spellcasting checks. Well, I think that's one and the same. So I think we will up him to a 15 intelligence. And that will make him, I believe, +2. Excellent. And let's go ahead and do our priest real quick. Priest talents. Excuse me. 5. Oh, wow. He did not get the best thing in the world. He got a +1 to melee or ranged attacks. So we're going to have to actually write that down here. +1. Yep, I got to hold the paper. Okay. And he can use any weapons. Well, not any. He can use a club. He can use any armor and shield. So he only knows 2 first level spells. So we'll look that up. And I'm pretty sure it's intelligence and wisdom. And Grub's wisdom is a 15, so he's +2 on that. So that'll work for him. Okay, up next, here's the titles. I don't know why we necessarily need titles. Slab, which is our wizard. Wait a minute. I already did him. That's wrong. Grub is the priest. He gets a +1 to ranged melee. I'm sorry this is so sloppy. It's hard to do it with one hand. I have to take that off of his sheet because his was adding 2 to his intelligence. So the Grub's title is a seeker. I don't know if that comes into play at some point. And Slag's title is a shaman. That fits. Okay. Now we have to figure their starting gear. Okay. 1d4 of the following items. I like that. Okay, because they are 0 level. So I don't think they have their spells yet. 2. So we're going to do Slag first. And he gets 2 items. A number 9. He got a flint and steel. Yay. I'm giving him a backpack for free. So we're just going going to put flint in here. And there are some things I will automatically let him have, like torches. And 11, he's got a club, which isn't going to do him much good. Okay, now for our buddy Grub. He gets 4. He gets 4 items. Okay. First item is number 1. He gets a torch. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to do is use a 30-minute torch timer. So every torch they have counts as 2. So they still get the hour. And I'm going to eventually get a 30-minute hourglass. But those are harder to find than you would think. Number 5. He's got rope. Eight, spikes. And finally, number 1, he's already got. Number 2, he's got a dagger. And you know what? He can't use a dagger. Okay, we're going to give him a club. And we are going to give the shaman... Okay, they're going to trade. Slag, and I put slab, but it's slag. Slag got a club, and Grub got a dagger. We're going to switch those. They're going to trade. Because they're brothers, and they want to work together. I think that's fair. So, not a lot of stuff. And I don't think they get any spells at 0 level. Yeah, you got to be first level to have any spells. So, our boys are going to go on their first adventure without any spells. Without much of anything. So, now, I have written the first adventure. I've put down notes, and I know where they're going and what's there. Now, how it turns out, all going to depend on the dice and using the mythic. So, I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that, and we'll be back and do their first adventure. Alright, we're getting ready to start the adventure here. So, let me show you our players. First up, we have Grub. I hope that's showing him. He is a level 0 priest. His deity is Ord. His background is Acolyte. And because he only has a club, he does 1d4 damage. His AC is 10 because he has no armor. And then this is Slag. I'm using my Mage Knight figures. And level 0 Wizard. No deity. Background is a jeweler. He uses a dagger, also 1d4. However, because of his dex, his armor class is 12. So, I have previously rolled up what they are getting for this first dungeon. And to show you here, they start in their little village here. They've got to make their way here, through here, over along here. And they're going to find an old cave. Now this is just to get them from 0 level to first level. In the future, everything will be determined randomly using the ShadowDark book and the Mythic Game Master emulator. So, when they finally do find it, we have to see if they have a random encounter on the way there. It's roughly, they can get there in 4 hours or less. So just one check. Nope. No random encounter, which is good. It's early in the day. There's not too many nasties out. One other thing. In my world, these are considered domesticated goblins. They are somewhat civilized. And they are pretty much shunned to some extent by the other ancestries. And they are really, really despised by the monster goblin tribes out there. So they're going to have a hard time of it wherever they go. Like I said, they are the trailer trash of the ShadowDark ancestry. So they're able to make it to the entrance. They have to light their torch. I'm not going to do a timer this time, but I will get an hourglass for the future. And they go into the first room, which, like I said, I rolled this up randomly beforehand, is actually empty. So they get to make a little search around to see if they come up with anything. Nope. And no. It is truly empty. They spend a few minutes looking around this room and don't find much of anything. So they are going to press on to the second room, where here, after they search, they actually do find something. And like I said, this was randomly rolled up beforehand. They scored big, and they find a set of +1 chain armor. And that is going to go on to Grub. I should probably move this, huh? Yeah, Grub is going to get that. And it's going to change his AC to a whopping 11. Too bad he doesn't have a better dex. But he'll take what he can get. And that's actually going to give them some XP. Okay. And that is all they find in this first room here. Now they come to the next room. And in here, once they get in, they start searching around and they hear a noise. And what they end up finding, of course, there it is. They find a young human boy. Now this is pitch black in here. And they hear him make a noise and they find this young human. His name is Taryn. And he has been lost in this cave for over a day now. They're not sure how he got there and he is frightened. And we're going to have to see what they are going to do. So for that, we're going to finally break out the mythic. And the question we're going to ask is, are they going to help this boy and take him back to the humans? And this will be done on the fate chart right here. And they are only at chaos rank 5. And this is likely, I'm going to say it's very likely. So they're going to be rolling on this right here. The way this works is it's a percentage on if you're going to get a yes or a no answer. It is possible that they will leave this boy to his darkened fate and not take him. But I think it's more likely that they will help him. So we will roll on the chart. And unfortunately, I need a second one of these. Do we? Yeah, this one's got the 10s on it. So, on the Goblin dice, 43. And, let's see. I said it was likely, very likely. So, that's a 75 and below. They are definitely going to help. So, they promise to take this boy back, but they have to finish their exploration and finding this, because they have to find a treasure they can take back. They'd like to keep the chainmail, but they still need something to take back to the village. So, are they going to leave this little boy in this cave and give him their second torch so they can continue? I'm going to say that's 50-50, because torches have value in this game. And it is, we rolled 77. So, What was that? No, they're not going to leave him, so they're going to take him with them. And because they rolled doubles, now normally on the fate chart, if you roll doubles below your chaos rank, there is a random event. But I do it anytime you roll doubles on percentile dice. So now we have to roll the percentile dice again. And we got 35. Introduce a new NPC. Okay, well, we've kind of already done that, so I'm not going to add another one. But they are going to take this little boy along with him, which means he will be in danger as they go forward. And they're going to go to the next room. Which is right through here. And they run into a hazard. And that is shifting walls. So they're going to have to make dex checks to see if they can get across. It's only a DC 10. So, and I think, let's see, how should we do this? I think Grub would take the boy, even though his dex is lower. So Grub is going to see if he can get across the room without getting hit by shifting walls and falling debris. Oh, that. Is that? I think that's a demon. Oh no, that says 20. Okay, that's a 20, yes. So he not only makes it across, but he does so, man, he maxed it. I don't know what extra to do for him on that, so, okay. Oh, and an 11. So Slag is able to get through that, and that is the 4th room. And then that leads them to the final chamber, which is going to be this. And let's get another one out here. Let's get a fun one. There we go. Here is their final room. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Where on his throne, there is a skeleton. Now this is a really bad looking guy, but this is just a normal skeleton that was buried here years ago with his treasure. And the brothers are going to have to enter combat. So they enter the room. They tell the boy to stay in the corner over here. And combat is about to commence. I have to look skeleton up real quick. Okay, he is AC 13. Hit points 11. All right, well, we need to do initiative. The guys get an 8. The skeleton gets a 12, so the skeleton gets to go first. He's going to come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see who he's going after. He's going for Grub. Grub looks more like a warrior than he does. So the skeleton gets to go. Takes a mighty swing. Oh, with an 18, he is definitely going to hit. He has a short sword or a short bow. In this case, he has a short sword. He rolls a 1d6 for damage. Oh, and Grub takes 3 damage. So, need to put a slash in here. He's down to 3. They better beat this guy quick, because another hit like that. Now, Grub is going to get an attack on him. And he rolls a 17. That hits. And unfortunately, Grub only does a 1d4. But 4. All right. So, that takes him down to 7 points. Now, Slag gets to come in here and stab at him with a dagger, which is not very effective against this guy. But he rolls a 19, so he definitely hits. And he's also going to do a D4 for 3 points of damage. Much better. He's down to 4. But now the big bone golem gets to go again. 6. A 6 is not enough. He misses. So it looks like the goblins might have a chance at winning this. 16 is enough to hit. A D4 of damage. He does 4, and that's all he had left. So with a mighty swing of his club, Grub is able to shatter the remains of the bone golem. Or the skeleton. It's just skeleton. We're going to remove him from the board. And they are going to now search the room to find the treasure. And because this is a first 0 level adventure, I'm giving them 3 rolls on the treasure table. They won't get that in the future. But this is just to get them a little something, hopefully, so they can get started. Okay, and the first one is a 12. They find a dull dagger worth 1 gold piece. Okay, and that's not much of anything. And then they find 70, which is a fragment of a sapphire. And finally they come across 16, right? Yeah, 16. They find 60 silver pieces in his boot. Okay, that's going to help because now they got a little bit of money. Okay. And from that, they are going to pick up the boy and return to the Goblin village. Because they have to go there first. And let's see if they run into anything on the way. They do not. They are able to get back to the Goblin village, where they are able to show their treasures. And they give half of the silver to the village, and they're allowed to keep, and they also donate the dull dagger because it's not as good as the one Slag has. So they have a sapphire fragment that's worth 30 gold and 30 silver, so that's 15 gold apiece and 15 silver apiece. So they have 15 and 15 with which to buy their gear, and we're going to do that off camera and get set up for their next adventure, where they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with the young human child. So that will be in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and until then, keep your torches lit, my friends.